I told you guys. I literally told you guys Ilia Topuria is on another level. I said, I've been saying it for so long that this guy is going to be one of the greatest fighters of all time. I said it after the Josh Emmett fight. In quotes, Alexander Volkanovski's biggest test at 145 is Ilia Topuria. That was after the Josh Emmett fight. And I've said ever since, this guy's incredible. This guy's incredible. This guy is going to be one of the greatest. And if you guys are familiar with my TikTok, everybody that watched this video, subscribe to this channel and go follow my TikTok. I'll throw it on the screen. I'm called the Ilya Glazer over there. Ilya Glazer. What do we have to say now? He just brutally knocked out Max Holloway. I perfectly predicted this fight. And people are finally going to see. People are finally going to see how good this guy really is. To do that to Max Holloway, who has never been knocked out in his UFC career, is insane. Knocked out Volkanovski, knocked out Holloway. In my opinion, the two greatest featherweights of all time. I think he is a top 10 UFC fighter of all time at this point. Because in my opinion, the names on the resume is everything. And having a knockout victory over Volkanovski and Holloway is different level, man. That shit's different gravy. Different gravy. I think he should be the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world right now. I know Alex Pereira is probably going to win Fighter of the Year, but you cannot compare Yuri Prohaska and Roundtree to Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. You simply can't. You simply cannot do it. But man, that is insane. That fight was incredible. And Max Holloway was finding success. He was finding success. He was doing pretty well. The first 2 rounds were somewhat even. You could argue them going to Holloway. You could argue them going to Topuria. But it always felt like, for me at least, I was uber confident in Topuria getting this done. But it just felt like it was coming. It was going to happen. Holloway was landing, some nice 1-2s. But Topuria was slowly chopping that lead leg. Slowly, starting to land the right hand, cut down the octagon. And that right hand that Ilia Topuria landed, holy crap, that started the entire sequence. That would have put out probably 99% of the UFC roster, pound for pound, obviously, but like, holy shit, I don't know how Max tanked that. He sort of didn't, though, because he got finished in the end, but he tanked that right hand. Ilia Topuria started to unleash, ripping to the body with those uppercuts, the ability to go from the body to the head. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then that fucking left hook. That left hook was perfect. One of the most brutal knockouts I've witnessed. And I know he didn't get put out cold, but watch that left hook in replay. We're talking about Alex Pereira's left hook. Holy shit. He's never landed a left hook like that. Even the right hand, I watched it again. Max's eyes rolled back for like a split second. And that left hand, oh my God. But I've told you guys he's going to knock out Max Holloway. I said it. I said round 2 KO. It was round 3. But holy crap. I don't even have any notes. I'm freeballing this shit. I know we're probably going to get a Volkanovski rematch. Fuck. Oh my God. What timeline are we in right now? Are we really going to see Volkanovski get put out and slept 3 times in a row? Man, we don't deserve that shit. And I'm a fucking huge-ass Topuria fan. We don't deserve that shit. I don't think that fight's competitive at all. I'd rather see Diego Lopez. I don't think that, fight's competitive. But we know what's going to happen if Volk and Topuria fight again. Topuria is too fucking safe on the feet. I doubt he's going to get rocked, and then he'll cut down the octagon, and he's going to fucking put Volkanovski to sleep once again. He's going to have a resume of Volk, and Holloway as his 3 first title wins. The dude's going to go down as a top 3 fighter of all time, in my opinion. He's that good. And we haven't even seen his grappling, man. That's the issue that we have. He's doing all this, and he's not even showed the grappling. He barely showed it in this fight. I was kind of surprised when he level changed, but fuck it, man. He took him down. Max Holloway's takedown defense, or the ability to get back to his feet, was really nice. But Topuria picked his ass up, dumped his ass, and then 2 rounds later slumped him out cold. If this dude he doesn't even need to mix it in. That's our problem. That's the fucking problem. The dude's too good. He doesn't even need to mix in the grappling. He doesn't need to do it, but we haven't even seen this dude's full capacity and full potential. And that's the scary thing. He's 27 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And he's doing this. This is one of the greatest starts to a UFC career ever. One could even dream of fighting a Volkanovski, of fighting a Max Holloway. And he's sleeping these dudes. Come on, man. I've been saying it. I've said it before the fight. Follow my TikTok once again. I've been making so many videos about how Topuria is going to dominate Holloway, yada, yada, yada. But I have never seen, and this is talking before the fight, obviously. I have never seen a UFC fighter with the skill set that Ilia Topuria has, and still people have failed to see it and recognize it. There are so many people, or there were so many people before this fight that just discredited this man's skill sets, and it was mind-blowing. I'm like, it's right there. How do you not see how incredible this guy is? He's gonna put Max away. Stylistically, he's a nightmare. And in my prediction video, it was like 25 minutes. I posted on YouTube. If you want to watch it for some weird reason, go ahead. But I said he's gonna chop down the lead leg of Max Holloway. That happened. I said he's going to cut down the octagon and find his shots. It happened. I said he's going to be defensively sound on the feet. It happened. I said he can mix in the takedowns if he wanted to. It happened. And I said he's going to knock out Max Holloway. It happened. What? So many people were doubting me on TikTok. Like, what are we doing, man? But getting onto the fight a little bit, I know I talked about it, but first 2 rounds were close. Max was looking pretty solid. He wasn't landing as much to the body, which I kind of liked because I thought that was somewhat of a trap for him to continue going to that jab to the body like he did against Justin Gaethje. I didn't think that would really work for him in this fight, so I'm glad he didn't really use that. Lots of oblique kicks. I did not want to see Topuria's knee get shattered, but I guess that was a good way for Max to control the distance, keep Topuria at bay, but he was getting his lead leg chopped up. He was landing some nice 1-2s, but this is like, Topuria is so good because on the defensive side, with his guard, with his stance, he's so tight and small where he's so hard to hit. But then when he unleashes, he's like a fucking storm and he's overwhelming, and then you can't beat him. But, Max was landing a couple 1-2s. At one point, it was just like they were trading big overhand rights, but Topuria is so tight in his boxing guard where it's going to be so hard for people to beat him. It's going to be so hard because it's going to be hard to rock him. And then since I don't even know how to really explain this, since he's so small in his guard, you need to cut down that octagon. You need to go into his space. And then he has just that ridiculous power to put you out. He is going to be an impossible puzzle to beat. And I've said it before this fight, and I'll say it again. He beats Islam Makhachev. He knocks out Islam. I'm confident of it. How many times did Alexander Volkanovski cut the distance and get on the inside of Islam Makhachev? If Ilia Topuria gets on the inside, it's fucking wraps, man. It is wraps. It is wraps, like a fucking Subway sandwich. Here you go. That was dumb. It's all right. It's wraps, and I don't trust Islam to be. I know he's very defensively sound, but he's a counter striker. Islam is a counter striker. He's gonna back up. Topuria's gonna cut that range. We saw Islam struggle against a shorter guy like Volkanovski, who has great striking, great defensive grappling. Topuria does the same, but now he has otherworldly power. I was getting flamed for saying, he has more power pound for pound than Alex Pereira. Now he just cracked the chin of Max Holloway. That left hook was better. It was better than any left hook I've seen Alex Pereira land. I know this is gonna be a fucking glaze fest, but it's the truth. The truth isn't glazing. They're two different things. But I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed from Topuria. I saw it from the beginning of his UFC career. I knew how well-rounded he was. I knew the danger that he possesses, and he showed it on the biggest stage against Max Holloway, the first man to put him out. And now he has a great resume going for him. Josh Emmett, who wasn't, a great win, but he 50-42'd him. The fuck? And now he has Volkanovski by KO and Max Holloway by KO. I do not want to see the Volkanovski rematch. As I said, I think maybe it's the fight that Volk deserves, of course. It's crazy how we're contemplating a rematch. This is what proves how crazy Topuria is, because We're screaming for fucking Sean Strickland rematches, and now we have Volkanovski, who is one of the most dominant champions in UFC history, and people are scared for him to get his rematch against Topuria. People don't want him to get his rematch. That's how dangerous Topuria is. So yeah, do they give it to Volkanovski in Spain, maybe Madrid? They need to capitalize on this though. Topuria, they need to capitalize on him. He's got a big name. He's got the fight style. He's got the confidence, the mic skills. He could be a really big star in the sport. So, do they go to Spain, for an Alexander Volkanovski rematch? Do they go, maybe like a Vegas or whatever with a Diego Lopez fight? Do we see the winner of Aljamain Sterling and Movsar Evloev get a title shot? Like, Ilia Topuria versus Aljamain Sterling. I'm sorry, Aljo's great on the ground, but he's getting knocked the fuck out. He's getting knocked out. With all due respect, that's my opinion. I think Topuria would knock out all these featherweights, but you never know. Put in the comments what you guys think. I always want to have conversations. Everybody's opinion is welcome. Obviously, that's how it should be. But man, this guy's too good. This guy is too good. We've never seen something like this in the UFC. We've never seen this combination of skills, man. And he's going to the top. He just needs to continue to bank out wins, and he'll be right in there in the GOAT conversation soon enough. And that's not an overstatement. It really isn't. Knockout wins over Holloway and Volkanovski is absolutely insane for the resume. Personally, I think he's a top 10 UFC fighter of all time. I think he's in that conversation. I think the skill set is there. I think the resume is getting there. And then, of course, the name value is incredible. I want to see that. I want to see that Islam fight. I really want to see that Islam fight, man. Because get that shit in the Santiago Bernabeu. Get that shit in Madrid. Arguably the most skilled fight we've ever seen in UFC history. That could be one of the biggest fights ever. I think Topuria sleeps him. Uberly impressed, if that's even a fucking word, but I knew it was going to happen. I called this. I've been saying it for so long. Topuria just went out there and absolutely dominated Max Holloway. And for all the Max Holloway fans, because I've realized how insane they kind of are, building up to this fight, stay on that side. Stay on that side. I was getting so much shit on TikTok for saying Topuria is going to do this, that. What happened? What happened? I'm getting DMs on TikTok saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." It's all right. It's all right. I'm just saying, stay on that side. Topuria is him. Knocks out Max Holloway. First guy to ever do it. That right hand was perfect. That left hook was insane. The way Max Holloway's face just went like, oh man, that shit was wild. That was wild. What a card. UFC 308 was sick. I'm going to make my own separate video, for Khamzat Chimaev. He absolutely deserves it. And I said Khamzat was going to ragdoll Robert Whittaker and submit him in the first round. Go follow my TikTok. We here. But shit, man. Holy crap. Just yapping at this point. But Topuria is one of the greatest we've ever seen. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that shit. Follow my TikTok. Link will be in the description. Peace out.